Time?
Come on. She doesn't want to be in it.
She doesn't like being on the couch.
Hello all.
What, do you need me?
I don't want to be in it.
Okay, did you need me?
I'm live with my
Okay.
family. We are discussing Game of Thrones and pretty much everything that has happened up to this point because I just caught my girl Raina up. Raina, say hi.
Hi.
She was like 2 episodes behind.
Yeah.
We caught her up. She's good now. My niece, Taylor. Other niece in the corner.
She won't be
Daughter.
able to get on the camera.
Daughter making noise. So we stop. We's gonna have a random chat. So yeah. Oh, the noise though. It has to. Yeah.
Alright, close the door,
Close
yeah.
the door. Yeah, for real. It has to be closed and it has to be quiet. All right. Sorry guys. It's like full family time right now. So. Dang, Raina. Like we saw a lot.
We did 2 episodes in one sitting. It's a lot of info.
Yeah, I don't even know
Usually I
like.
have time, like a week to absorb everything
Yeah.
I saw.
I don't even know where to start. Just pick something that
Alright.
stood out.
The dragon.
Well, I want to talk about the Children of the Forest.
Let's do it.
I think we lost them too soon. I don't think we had enough of them.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we were just, I don't want to say just introduced, because not really, but I just feel like we didn't get enough of them.
I think
wanna
it's
see
funny that
that.
you're more concerned with the children of the forest and not like Hodor dying a horribly tragic
Well,
death.
yeah. Well, because we talked a little bit about it.
We did.
So that's probably why. That was terrible. But I don't understand
But yeah,
time part. I don't understand it.
and I get the children thing because you're not a book reader, and even though you're not a book reader, like that's still this is new, like even to us.
The Children of the Forest are new for you guys?
Well, not the children of the forest, but what
But
happened,
them being- oh, okay.
them changing the others. That's
Not in the books at all.
we haven't gotten there yet, so.
But that means it may not be even in the books.
We
What
don't
if that
know.
wasn't his direction? What if that's not his direction?
We don't know. It could be, or
Well,
it may
why
not
would he
be.
let HBO know? And
Well,
that, like,
he
spoils
doesn't
the
tell them
book.
everything.
I feel like that would spoil it a little bit if he
And-
did tell them.
But even if he
That-
does tell them everything, they can still do whatever they want, right?
But
So
what author would tell them everything? I don't think he did.
yeah, and he doesn't have to. Like, there's nothing in his clause that says he has to tell them everything.
Right.
But he did line out for them like the ultimate goal, like the
Okay.
ultimate end all, what it's all about. And then they can use their different
Take their own path
mechanisms,
to get there.
to get to
Okay.
that same goal, like so to speak.
So do you think that's how the White Walkers were created in the books, though?
It literally like really blew my mind. I'm not gonna lie, like
That was very
I was
surprising.
not ready for that.
But didn't the children of the forest make the White Walkers to protect those trees? Because that's what she had told.
Yeah,
the guy.
Yeah,
protect them
they did it to protect themselves
from the
because
humans.
the children of the forest were at war with the first men that came across from overseas. Like in Westeros, the country that the show is based in, it was just children of the forest and giants. And then the first men came over and they fought and fought and fought and fought. And then they made a pact and they were like, we'll be cool, we won't fight anymore, we'll have peace. And then the long night happened. And the long night is, bless you, child. That's when the White Walkers first came. So they actually came. They actually came during a time of peace, which is kind of weird for me. I'm still trying to figure it out. Because after the long night ended and the children of the forest band together with the first men to fight off the White Walkers in the long night, then the Andals came.
Whoa, who were the Andals?
Yeah, they're another round of men coming from another land trying to take over Westeros.
Mm.
And the Andals brought the faith of the seven. So before that, it was all the old gods worshiping
Which one's
the
the fifth of
weirwood
the
trees
seven?
and
Who
stuff.
worships
High
them?
Sparrow.
Okay,
Sparrows.
that hold the sons
Mhm.
of the sparrow. Okay.
Yeah, that's when they came over. And they
Okay.
came because they were escaping slavery from the Valyrians.
Mhm.
Like, they were being forced to change their religion and everything. And they were like, hell to the no, we're down with our dudes, our 7 gods, and we're out. Like, we're just going to run. And so their zealousness caused them to be, like, extra aggressive and extra, like, more zealous in their faith when they came to Westeros. You got, look up. So when they showed up, on our land, because I feel like I'm a part of Westeros. So when they showed up, they were like, yo, faith is 7. Like, they landed in the Vale, and they carved, like, the 7-pointed star in the rocks and stuff all around the Vale, where, like, Littlefinger's territory, where he's from. And then they just moved, into Westeros and, like, took it all over. And made everybody convert to the faith of 7.
Who was the Tullys? Who was their religion?
The Tullys follow the faith of the 7.
Okay.
But they're right at the border. Because when the Andals came, like, they pushed their faith all the way up, but they never conquered the north, right?
And they're the children of the forest. That's what they...
So the north are the old gods, and the Tullys are, like, right there.
Okay.
So they were probably, like, in the last area to be conquered and be taken over into the 7, but they follow the 7.
Okay. That's why Catelyn had a hard time doing that.
With Ned.
The trees.
Okay.
Okay.
Because she's like, this is weird. Like, I don't get it. I don't even know why I'm here. Who are you right now?
If the children of the forest created the White Walkers, like, wouldn't they be able to have control over the White Walkers?
Well, it seems like they did to a point. I don't think they maybe thought the White Walkers could bring people back from the dead. And that's where it goes bad. Like, when you're bringing dead bodies back to life to fight for your army, that's on some other stuff. Hold on, let me... Oh, sign up to the wrong one. I'm trying to get on here so I can see, like, what's happening. But, yeah, like, they created them to fight for them. The children wanted the others to fight on their behalf. And then it seems like, and I don't know, this is just speculation because we don't know, it seems like the others just got too powerful.
Yeah.
And they just kind of freaking took over. And in a major way. And now maybe they have some sort of vendetta or something.
So what was it they
used to... I don't
to...
understand why they were so...
You think they're angry?
I think they are. You don't get that?
I mean,
from them?
I did, but some people say they're not angry, they're just misunderstood, and they're just trying to live their life.
But they come after people, even if the people that aren't coming after them.
Yeah.
That's kind of like, that's not, we're just trying to live our life. It's...
Yeah. Like, they're bad.
They are totally bad. Well, I'm sad that the children of the forest were eliminated so quickly. I would have liked to see them a little bit more. Hodor.
Tell me your thoughts on Hodor. She just saw Hodor tonight for the first time.
I'm really sad that he's gone. I'm really sad that they killed him. And I'm just very confused about that time, about that time travel, because then if he dies back then, I mean, I don't know, they don't show him dying. They just show him keep having the seizure. I guess.
Yeah,
and
he didn't die, but...
From that, and then he just says Hodor for forever, and then he dies. But
so sad. I was so mad. I have to see that again.
But it seems like he had the stroke when Bran is, not Bran, but when the girl, or is Bran telling him, so I can't remember in the episode, but when they're telling him to hold the door.
Yeah, Mira's
so
like,
it's
hold
like
the door.
Back then, did he see, you know what I'm saying? It's like very confusing, that time, the time travel thing.
Yeah.
Just blows my mind a little bit.
Some people say that, like, he was back there, like, literally, and he saw that and he experienced it. I first took it as just, like, the flashback vision, but he kind of crossed the flashback line in between, the line between time traveling and a flashback, like, where you're just there and you're just watching, and then you, like, take it too far.
Yeah.
And you cross over and, like, you're actually warging into somebody in the past.
Yeah.
And into the present at the same time. which is obviously not good because it messed Hodor up for life.
It did. It messed him up.
I'm so mad I had to like watch that over again because for real, I still can't. I'm still really messed up about Hodor.
Well, I'm mad about the dire wolves. Why do they all have to be dead except Ghost?
And does this mean Ghost is just gonna get randomly killed off?
That's so, yeah, it's like they don't have any care for them anymore. Well, that's not true because they kill off people they like all the time.
But no respect on the
Yeah.
epic, like, mythical beasts.
Exactly. I don't see them killing off the dragons.
Yeah, you won't see that.
Kind of hard, but
People like the dragons.
you do. People like the dire wolves too.
I like the dire wolves. The dire wolves are my life. Like, that's literally one of the things, the main, and I'm sorry, I'm trying to log on just so I can make sure I can see what we're doing. But the dire wolves were like the first thing that really got me invested in the show. When they found the dire wolves, I was like, oh, that's so cool. They all have dire wolves. And it was like a thing. And maybe that's why I'm House Stark to the day I die.
All right, so now let's talk people. Where's Sam and Gilly going? I don't think that was a bold move. I think that after he explained why he didn't say anything, and he's like, I wanted you to still have a place here and little Sam to have a place here, I was like, okay, well maybe he shouldn't have spoke up. Maybe he did like the wise thing. But then he like told her to get her things and let's go. Where are you going?
Where are they gonna go?
The dad, I mean, he's a, he's a mean man.
He's not a nice guy.
No,
Yeah.
but at least I don't think they came out bad in the end. Like, you get a place to stay, you work in the kitchen.
Yeah, he said,
And
I'm
you
going
get
to raise your
the
son.
boy.
Yeah. But, Sam was like, you know what? I hate this freaking dude.
Yeah, maybe they didn't want him raising little Sam.
Yeah, it's like, like, I hate my dad, but I love you, but I need you to have someplace safe, and I take you here to this place, and then I'm reminded that my dad totally sucks. Like, he's the worst. And I can't even leave you in his presence.
He's the worst that is in a father way to Sam.
But if little Sam grows up to prove to be any little, like, disappointing in any way,
Yeah.
Sam knows little Sam is he's gonna get the same treatment that he got, which
That's
was
true.
really bad.
It was, but
It's like he
why
can't trust him.
He can't, but mom
Oh,
is
that's
there.
okay.
Mom is there, sister's there. I know their voice is not
Yeah,
helpful,
it
but it doesn't really matter.
It didn't matter for him when he was there.
But why can't he just go do his thing for a little while, try to get somewhat established where they're at, and then come back and take them?
I
Like,
think
you're literally like taking them back on the road to nowhere. You don't know where you're going. Do you have a plan? Maybe he has a plan, we just don't know.
no, there's no plan. Like,
What are you
there's
gonna do with the Valyrian steel sword? I don't know.
there's
what are you doing
possibly a
with
plan
that?
for that because Valyrian still kills the others, the White Walkers.
Yeah.
The whites and the others. So it is important to have Valyrian still. So, the others. Okay, so the whites are like the little skeletons that pop up, like people who have already been dead.
They
Reanimate.
reanimate. Yeah.
And then the others are like the people. Like, where's my other statue?
Oh.
Yeah, my statue, like those are the others. Like, they're functional. They walk around. They make faces. Like they have an agenda, a purpose.
Okay. I gotcha.
Maybe even a brain. I don't know, but they're people of a different
But
kind.
Sam really can't. He really can't really wield the sword. That was like by luck and by chance
Yeah.
that he killed that White Walker. That was like not. It's not a warrior. Maybe he can get some like money for it. Maybe he's gonna sell it.
No, he'll never sell it because he knows how important it is. Even if he's not going to be, there's my White Walker. My other. Even if he's not going to be the one to wield it, he knows just how important it is to have it. Somebody will use it. Somebody will use it to fight them off. So he would never, ever, ever
Get
sell
rid
it.
of it.
That's why he stole it, I believe, in the first place, was so that he can use it, in the war that's coming, because it's coming.
Maybe John will be able to help him. That's it.
I have so many theories about this, but let's continue.
About
on.
John and Sansa. So what are you thinking?
Okay.
That was Walter Frey we saw, right? The old man
Yeah.
with like 1,000 wives.
Mm. He's such a Chester the
Walter
molester. Walter
Yes,
Frey.
Walter Frey.
He is the worst.
And
Hate him.
he is I was a little confused by what who weren't they weren't able to take over River Run where the Tullys isn't that where the Tullys are?
I might be on there. I don't know. Find myself, child. But yeah, so
the Tullys have River Run, right?
well, all the Tullys are dead except
Well, the
for
boy.
who?
The boy, the son.
Edmure,
Is that his name? The one that's kind of like
the one that got married that day.
weak?
The one that got married at the red wedding. That's Edmure.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Oh, you're talking about Aaron.
The son, yeah,
Robin
Aaron's
Aaron.
son. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not a
Her and
Tully.
their-
He's
Well,
an
because
Aaron.
he's an Aaron,
Yeah.
but doesn't he have their lands though? The Tully's lands or no?
No, because the way it works, like he's in the Aaron bloodline, so
So who
I mean-
has the where they were at when Tyrion fought? Well, Tyrion didn't fight,
Yeah.
but when he
They were in the
trial
Vale.
of- Okay, the Vale.
Mhm.
That's the Tully's land, right?
No.
Or no?
that's the Aaron's land. Yeah.
Okay.
See that banner right there?
So,
Aaron.
so who has the Tully's land? Is Catelyn's dad still alive?
No, he died.
So who has their land right now?
The Blackfish.
Okay, that's what they were talking about then, when they were talking about the Blackfish and River Run.
He was actually at the red wedding. He was fighting with Robb, but he went out to go pee, like right before
Okay.
everybody got killed. And so
And
he
then he got
he
away.
escaped, and went back to River Run.
Okay.
But the Tully forces are diminished. Like they had everybody with Robb Stark,
When
all the
wedding.
soldiers and everything, yeah. And a lot of people died, and a lot of soldiers. Like it was a total wipeout.
It's the big massacre.
But apparently on the show, the Blackfish has reorganized the Tully army. Like he's brought everybody back together. In the books, River Run is under siege. Like Blackfish just came back to River Run and he's locked himself in
Mm-hmm.
and people can't get in and they're just sitting outside. The Freys are just sitting outside,
Just waiting it out.
Yeah. but there's no siege so far in the show. But Jamie just got sent to River Run. Like we were probably
Who
talking
sent
during
him?
that
Yeah, I
time.
think they were.
Yeah,
Who sent him?
Tommy.
Okay.
He sent him away. He stripped
Whether-
him of his king's
Oh,
garments.
that's where he's going to be able to do his
Yeah.
live his life out or whatever.
Serve your duty, but not here.
Yeah.
So Jamie's going to River Run, and Brienne is also going there.
Because she's going there to try to get to
The
rally the
Tullys.
soldiers together for
Mhm.
Sansa,
Mhm.
so they can take back.
And do you remember last time Brienne and Jamie?
Oh yeah, they have a little bit of a history. So that would be fun. Having them back on screen together. I did like
It
their.
would be very interesting.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people ship them like as a couple. Like,
I didn't see that happening though, even
how
on the
could
show.
it physically even
Just don't
happen?
work.
Like it just doesn't.
Doesn't work.
I mean, I get them. I appreciate them both as
Uh-huh.
characters, but I can't even in the books or the show, I can't see them.
No.
How can you even describe like Jamie like caressing Brienne? She's
Yeah,
like
that's
this big. Her hands are this big.
I see her more with the Wadley. I was checking her out.
like
What's his
that's
name? The leader.
Tormund.
Yeah, Tormund.
That's perfect for her.
Yeah, I
Like
can see that.
he wants a chick that's feisty and
Yeah.
will fight him back, and he has to like steal her. It's like
Right.
a perfect match.
They are.
But her with like Jamie Lannister, I could see lots of respect, like mad respect, like yeah, we're bro and sis. I got you, ride or
Right.
die, whatever. But not like
Not together.
making out or anything.
Mhm.
Like
I want more giants.
you won't get any more, baby.
No,
They
we have
gone.
the one.
Mhm.
One. Is that who's left? One.
We had two, but one died during the last
Yeah.
battle at the wall. So
John killed him, right? Was it John that killed that giant?
no, no. Oh no, he died in the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
John told his homies to
Yeah.
go hold the
Yeah.
down in the
That's
tunnel or
right.
whatever. Grim and Pip. No, not Pip. It was just Grim. he told him go hold it, and he went down there with some homies, and the giant was coming through trying to break through, and then John found them the next day, and they were all dead, laying down together, like the giant and all his friends. You couldn't even tell who died first because they were all just like swords and bodies, and like everybody just like laying down. It was an epic way to go.
Yeah. I like Juan. I hope he doesn't die. I'll be sad if Juan dies.
I don't think he's gonna die because there's supposed to be this epic battle, the Battle of the Bastards. Like
You told me a little bit.
oh god.
Wait, why is that sword called the bastard sword?
Oh, so any sword is called a bastard sword if it's in between a regular sword and a great sword. So a regular sword, you just take it out and you're like slice, slice, slice.
Mhm.
But a great sword is like hella long. Like you can't slice and dice. It's mostly kind of like a ceremonial sword. Like
Okay.
you gotta cut somebody's head off or do something important or epic. Like you bring out your great sword. You can't like fight with the great sword. Actually, the mountain fights with the great sword with one hand because he's so big.
Oh.
But like regular people, it's a big deal. Yeah, so ice is a great sword. Well, was a great sword. And so a bastard sword is in between. So it's too big because most swords you just put on your hip and your hilt's right here. And a great sword you have to put on your back because it's so big you have to pull it out like this. So a bastard sword, when you wear it, like it comes up to here. You can still wear it on your hip. You don't have to put it on your back, but you can if you want to. But you can either wear it on your hip and it like comes up to here, or you can put it on your back and you can just like pop it out like that.
Okay.
So it's like an in-between sword. And John got his bastard sword. Do you remember when Jorah Mormont gave him his sword?
I don't remember when. Yeah, you said when he saved him from the fire.
Yeah, when they first found out about the White Walkers and they came and attacked them,
Yeah.
and John like grabbed the lantern or whatever.
And threw it.
Yeah, and he burned his hand. So that was against some whites or some White Walkers. And after that, Jorah Mormont, the Lord Commander, was like, "Yo, you saved my life, dude. Here's my my house's Valyrian steel sword because my son, Jorah Mormont, is in exile.
Yeah,
Who knows where
that's
he's
right.
at? He's
Okay,
disgraced my house. Yeah, so I had to give
Slave
this to
trader.
somebody.
Yeah.
Mhm. And you're awesome, so here you go. And it's only a bastard sword because of its size. Like it doesn't mean like
That's how I was like.
I know.
Bastard
I
sword.
know it sounds bad.
Their last name is Snow.
It's just the size. It's like standard sword, bastard sword, great sword, and then like axes and stuff after that. So it's just the size of the sword. But his just happened to be a bastard sword.
So what about Uncle Benjamin? We're all happy he's back, but is he like what is he? He's like, is he somewhere in between life and death? Because he was like, he was dead.
Well, dying, right?
Dying. And then the children of the forest saved him, right? So I feel like he's something more than just human or just alive.
Yeah, I can't figure out why the children would just save him. Like, if you can just stop it from happening, like, why wouldn't you just stop them from turning all these other people?
Well, maybe it took a lot of power for them to do it, and maybe they knew. Maybe the guy in the tree, I forget his name,
Bloodraven.
was telling them that they need to save him because he needs to save. He
I can
needs
see
to
that.
save Bran.
Yeah, like he's important.
He's going to be needed.
He stands out. Okay.
So you need to go find him and save him.
It's really weird. Is that happening now?
No, I don't know, cause like it says, I'm not sure. It said live streaming, so I clicked on
But
it.
yeah, I agree. Like, I've been wondering, like, why Benjen matters. I've always felt like he matters, but then I'm like, okay, but why does he matter though? Like, they brought him back,
Yeah.
so he literally matters.
I'm thinking it was for that reason because he does see all, so he would know that Bran would end up in danger. Same thing with Hodor.
Mm.
Like their purpose ends up being you have to save Bran because he's really important.
So it's all about saving Bran.
It is. That's why
And
the
you know
children of the
what?
forest were involved. in
It's
saving
all about saving Bran because Bran is the last hero. Well, the second to last. Well, the first to last. And the other hero was the second to last.
Who, John?
The last hero is a whole nother story. But, okay, I'll tell you in a second. I'm trying to get on here because I know, like, I've created a situation. Let me see here. Hold on. Bum, bum, bum. What's today's date? What today is?
The fourth, yeah.
Oh, there we are. Look, see? Live now. Date.
Yeah.
Oh, there we are. Look, see? Live now. Oh, Lord. I haven't stopped it, though. Oh, my God. No, he did not. Okay, yeah, we're on there. I gotta figure it out on here. So I love Puerta. We are not online doing Game of Thrones. That's not happening. That's not a lie, though, because we're actually... Okay, now we're online. I am? What have I done?
The video you're recording. Did you exit out of it? What are you doing, Faith? Just taking it other.
Bum, 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 bum.
What's it with them? Okay.
So he's gonna go back.
No. They're all stopped.
Oh, okay.
Only the ones that are south of the wall. Him and Torment are going to go and be like, yo, we need you guys.
To get to the other wildling tribes.
Yeah.
Okay.
They got to unite them all. He's got a good group of them, but he needs all of them.
Okay.
Yeah. That house is currently being ran by a 10-year-old little girl.
Oh.
But she's about it, though.
Have we met her at all?
Only in a piece of paper. When Stannis was petitioning for... He was at the wall, and he was like, you know, trying to gather people and stuff. And he had sent a letter there to House Mormont, and he got a letter back and had John read it. And John, in the letter said, you know... And the request was to bend the knee to me, Stannis, and, you know, be my bannerman. And they wrote back, the little girl wrote back, House Mormont only knows one king whose name is Stark.
Oh, okay. So they are still
Yeah, as far as we know.
loyalists.
Yeah, they're hardcore Starks.
Okay.
And the dude that plays Stannis, I mean, not Stannis, Davos pretty much, like, confirmed that he's talking to Lyanna Mormont in that scene. Because we saw pictures of it, like, in preview stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Only pictures of Davos, like, you don't know who he's talking to. But he, like, confirmed, I'm talking to Lyanna Mormont, or a little girl. And that's the only little girl you can be talking to.
Yeah.
Like, she's sitting on a high seat, and she's literally But that's how Mormons do. Like, girls have more power than guys over there.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Do they expose that in the show?
Sadly, no.
Yeah, I was like, because sometimes when you say things, I'm like, I don't know if I'm just forgetting,
No.
but then I'm like, I don't
Forgetting
remember that.
something, Mom.
The
So that's not in the
Mormon
book.
girls.
Mama, you're kidding for something.
Quiet, baby.
Start.
Don't start, pound it. But the Mormon women are off the chain. And it's because they live by the water, and the Iron Islands are always like raiding their stuff.
Okay.
And so when the men are out, you know, like handling man business or whatever, like the women had to defend their homes. So the women became warriors, and the men kind of became like their fishermen type guys. You know, like in the men aren't bad, like they're about it
They're
too.
just there.
But the women handle the homestead, like they hold it down. So, and it's one of my biggest banes from show to book is the lack of the Mormon women, because
And I think there's a lack of, I don't feel like there's a lot of talk about Mormon in their house in general. Like, we
they
just
drop
know.
it in little pieces, like you'll
and
miss
you don't-
it easily.
Yeah, I was like, because I don't feel like I've heard a lot about, other than what happened. We know what happened with Jorah. We
Mhm.
know that, you know, his father is with the Night's Watch, and then he like Jorah disgraced the family sort of thing.
Yeah.
And we know like that stuff. But
But
I don't feel like we know like about like the way that
That's one of
house
the things,
is.
like that's how they do the show watchers. Like they don't really give a lot of backstory on
No.
some things, and you're just left to just like, do you know who a Karstark is? Like,
I don't know.
exactly.
I don't know what that is.
But they're a major player right now. Like, we know, us book readers know, but casual show watchers are probably like, who is that? Like the guy, do you remember when Ramsay killed his dad?
Yes.
The dude that was in the hall with him? That was like, the North needs new blood.
Yeah, the one that just like kind of agreed with him all the way
Yeah.
through and was.
That's a Karstark. He's the new lord of the house Karstark. And his father is the one who Robb cut his head off when Robb was king of the North.
Oh, is that who they were talking about when they were saying they're not gonna forget or forgive
Yeah,
that they cut his head off, so they're probably not gonna align with them?
exactly.
They're the ones that they said. No, wait, are they the ones that said they didn't have a choice? Or that was the other house that came? Remember the other guy that came to Ramsay's house or to Winterfell, and Ramsay was telling him that he was gonna follow him.
What?
Who was the guy? I don't remember his name. I don't know what house he was from. So
Oh, Umber. Umber. You're talking about the
he
Umbers.
comes in.
The guy that brought Rickon?
Yeah,
Yeah.
them. I forgot he was the guy that brought Rickon. Yeah, them.
So tragic. The Umbers.
So why are they start loyal?
Yeah, it doesn't.
Who
It
did they?
it doesn't make sense.
What did the Starks do to make them mad?
Nothing. Nothing.
Okay.
Think back to when Robb Stark was first. You know, when they were sitting around, they were like, "He's the king of the North. You know, you're my king," and like all his guys, his guys claimed him king of the North. He didn't do that himself.
Right.
Remember?
I remember.
The first dude to say it was the great John Umber.
Is that Ramsay's house?
No,
That's his son.
Ramsay's house is they're a house under the Starks.
Mm-hmm.
So Starks and then Bolton, Umber, Karstark. You know, Starks are above all these houses that we're
Yeah.
talking about. So when they crowned Robb king of the North, the Boltons supported that. Ramsay's house supported that. The Umbers supported that. The Karstarks supported that. It went wrong when Robb beheaded Lord Karstark because he killed the Lannister hostages. I don't know if you remember that. He killed
Yeah,
those
and
little
they
boys.
told him not to.
Yeah.
They didn't want them to.
He was like, "Those are my hostages," and you killed
Yeah,
them. Like,
but did his mom tell him? Was Lady Catelyn telling him that he needed to do it to show them,
no,
or
I
that
think
was something he?
I don't think she really said anything right
Okay.
there yet. It was just kind of.
Because I know there were a couple of things where she would kind of like get
Yeah.
in his ear and tell him what he should like what would be the kingly thing to do, or not a king,
She,
but
honestly,
leader.
actually, you're right. I think she may have said, like, if you do this, we'll lose the Carstars.
Yeah, like she could say
Yeah.
something to him. I felt like she was.
And I think Rob was like, yo.
That was the thing that he did on
Pop
his
said,
own
yeah.
without her approval.
Mhm.
And the marriage. She told him that was going to backfire.
And it did.
Listen to his mama. She was married to a lord
He
long
listened to
enough.
his thing.
She was married to a lord long enough to know, you know.
We have to think with that head, with that head. Like, guys can't do both. It's either one. I'm sorry, baby. Close your ears and your eyes. Close them. Okay, you can open them. But you can't think of, like,
No,
guys, you know,
yeah.
I mean, especially
I
young
think
kids.
the marriage thing, no, I don't get it. He shouldn't have did that.
Yeah, the show changed it. It made it all about love or whatever. I mean, even in the books, like,
Is that what happened? Yeah, is that how they, why does the red wedding, why does that happen in the books? Why does the red wedding happen in the books?
well, in the books, he gets married because he got injured at a battle,
Uh-huh.
you know, and then this house, like, took them in, House Westerling,
Mm-hmm.
let, you know, come in, we'll help you. And this girl, Jane, mended him up and, like, comforted him and stuff, and they ended up having relations.
Mm-hmm.
And he took her maidenhead. And because he's Mr. Honorable, he had to marry her.
That's why he married her.
Yeah, he didn't marry her for love.
The way that the show gave it to
They
us.
got caught up in the moment, like the whole I just fought a war, or like I'm beast mode, and she's like, oh my gosh, I'll mend your wounds and dab cotton on your bloody stumps, and then my panties, and then boom. So he was like, I just can't sleep with her and just dishonor her.
Yeah.
So he married her out of duty. He still liked, you know, he still
Yeah.
cared for her and everything, but it wasn't all just like, oh, I love you.
The way.
And
got
F my vows.
Right.
It was more like, dang, I done messed up and I have to like fix this. I can't just leave this chick out here. And I think that has a lot to do with Jon Snow. Like, he saw what happened with Jon and how he was treated.
Yeah,
And
because
he's
they
like-
were very close, he and John.
Very close.
Yeah.
And he
They
saw it. It was shown in that one episode when they were all leaving, when everybody was leaving, and Jon went to go say goodbye, and Kat treated him like crap.
Yeah.
And then Rob was like, "Did you go say bye?" And Jon was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "You know, how did my mom treat you? Like, what'd she say?" And Jon was like, "She was fine, but actually, she was like
Wasn't.
horrible." Yeah. So Rob has to be aware, like,
Mm-hmm.
how bad it is for a bastard in this world. So the last thing he would want to do is produce
to do that
one.
same thing to, yeah.
Add that on top of his Stark honor.
Yeah.
You know, like, they're so honorable. He's like, no, I'm gonna wife this chick, whatever. Like, I'm not gonna.
Well, that cost him his life.
It did. And the baby's life, and the mom's life.
And a bunch of other people.
Well, in the book, the mom is still alive, and the alleged baby too.
Oh, they didn't.
They weren't even there.
Is she stuck? Oh, I think you told me that they actually weren't there.
Yeah,
I will say I like the show version better on that side of things.
it was epic, dude. It
Yeah.
was like,
I mean, the fact that he could have a child out there is nice still, but I think the way the TV.
I mean, it's
did it was
cool,
good.
but it's not. It doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, because everything's gonna sum up before that kid could ever
even
be. Yeah,
do anything.
yeah. I won't be reading books when that kid's coming of age. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
this is all gonna pop off before he's born, or maybe when he's like 1 or 2. So to me, it doesn't really matter if there was a baby
things are
there.
not.
So when the baby and the mom got killed off on the show, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
After I read the books, I was like, well, that makes sense because they don't matter.
Yeah.
You can't pop a baby off. You can't make a baby in like season 3 or 4, and it's not gonna matter. Or book 3 or 4, and it matters like in book 7, because that baby is like probably a toddler, maybe going to preschool. It's not changing the world.
Yeah. I agree. So, all right. So who is next?
Oh, you didn't talk about Peter and Sansa.
That was next, actually. I swear, Lord Baelish knew who he was dealing with.
You think so?
You can't not know.
He said in that one episode he
I
was.
don't believe him. You can't not know. They have to have a reputation. Ramsay has to have a
She
reputation.
has to though.
There's no way. He didn't just out of overnight become this crazy
Bastard.
psychopath. He's
Bastard,
worse than Joffrey. Like, who would have thought we could see somebody like worse? He's worse than Joffrey.
You think he's worse than Joffrey?
I do. He likes to.
You're
He
right.
likes to really, really torture people. Like,
Because he set Theon free.
really.
Like he was his friend. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And then like they escaped and he brought Theon right back.
Yeah. He likes to, like with Joffrey, there was definitely something wrong with him and he was a mean person. But he would do things that were like,
No, Joffrey was bad.
he was
He's
like,
bad.
he would shoot a prostitute like with the arrow just because it was fun. I'm sorry, I'd rather deal with like that person than you like tying me up and skinning me alive. Shoot me with an arrow
If Joffrey
and let me die.
had been raised with the habit of skinning people alive, like that was a thing, I'm sure he would be totally down for it.
Probably would have been.
He was just
But he
raised in a
wasn't.
way to where the stuff
So
he
who's the
did,
lesser of the two evils?
they're
They're
equal
both pretty
evils to
bad,
me.
I'm just saying, if I had to pick who to be captured by,
Neither one.
wouldn't be
You're gonna
Roz.
die either way. It really doesn't matter.
It does. Kill me fast.
Joffrey made the whores like beat each other, and who knows what he did with
I know.
Roz before he like finally killed her.
No, that was.
I
didn't
hated
want
that
her to die.
And the way she was like hanging
I
up,
know. That's true. We don't know what happened to Roz.
and she's not even like in the books like that. In the book, she has
Oh.
like a sentence or two, and then she's like gone.
I like
Actually, I don't even think she's in the books. I might be wrong, but I literally think she's a show creation.
She was a good show creation.
Yeah,
I liked her.
I liked Roz. I liked how she like started from the bottom. Now I'm here. Like,
Yeah.
I'm leaving Winterfell. Like, y'all about
Yup.
to start a war. I'm going
I'm
to where the
out.
money's at. And then she made it to like Peter Baelish's establishment, and she became his right hand chick. And then she became Varys chick. Like she grew up, but then her growing up was her demise.
It was.
Rest in peace, Roz. Damn, yo.
Well, Lord Baelish knew who he was dealing with.
He did.
And maybe he thought, I don't know what it was that's behind it, but Sansa Stark is a big deal. She's a big deal.
Oh my God.
Do you think that he wanted her?
No. It's he could not have possibly.
You just had a.
Focus, Christine. Focus. Okay. So, Peter Baelish is in love with Sansa Stark because he's in love with her mom.
Yeah.
So that trickles over. I'm not saying he'll do anything for her because he still has his own personal agenda that he's trying to accomplish, right? But he would not put her in a position where he knew she could possibly die. He wouldn't. 'Cause he-
Okay, but you put her in a position. You can't tell me you didn't know that Ramsay or the Boltons had that kind of. He knows everything. I'm
Well-
like Sansa when she was in there and she's like, what did she say to him?
Either you know
And
or
really-
you're my enemy, or you don't know and you're an
just that
idiot.
stupid. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not an idiot. He's not.
But
He's
remember,
very smart.
in that episode when he brought Sansa, he said to Ramsay, he's like, I don't know much about you. Like, they put it out there for us to see, like, he doesn't know. And Ramsay's like, well, because I was a bastard. Like, nobody even knew I existed until and that could be possible.
It could be, except he has a reputation of being very, like, sneaky, conniving.
But reputations of bastards in the North.
No, I'm talking about Baelish.
Yeah, but I'm saying like Baelish, like
so how do we know?
if you thought about the reputation of every random bastard all around the the
Mhm.
world, it's nobody cares about people with no name.
Except
They only
he
care
knows-
when you get a name. And when he got his name,
Mhm.
he had not done anything bad at that point. I'm sure there were local rumors circulating, but nothing that would get down to King. And he was actually in the Vale at that time, so it's very plausible
But he didn't know.
that he didn't know, or didn't know how bad it was. Because Joffrey was a DICK, so
Mhm.
people say he's a DICK, but it doesn't mean if somebody marries him they'll die. you know, even though, well, no, he probably wouldn't kill his wife for political reasons, but
Yeah, I don't see Joffrey killing his wife, but definitely.
well, I don't see
killing
Ramsay killing his wife. If it's a good, I mean, he
Well,
killed his first wife,
her.
but
He will when she's not of any.
go lay down, child. You over here falling asleep. Go on. You're falling asleep. Go. I saw you.
I think when she's not of any purpose, of any use anymore, totally see him just killing her.
Yeah.
Sansa was only still alive because of her name.
Yeah.
Because he needed her
And he
alive.
needed that. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm saying, like, you have that security, you know he won't kill her for that name. He needs
That's
that
true.
at least. Until he has at least 2 to 3 other kids with
Yeah.
his name that he's sure are healthy and are going to
Yeah.
grow. So she was safe, if anything, for that reason, just because
Because of
she
who she
Sansa
is.
Stark.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, I mean, I don't see the big deal. I still don't see the big deal with Rickon because everybody's like, Rickon, I can't believe they gave Rickon up, but he's not going to kill Rickon because he's trying to bait Sansa and Jon.
To come.
Yeah.
But he may not kill him. But there's worse things I feel like that can be done. Like some people are like, just kill me already.
Well, in this world,
You know? So
yeah, in this
he
medieval
may
world,
be doing other things that is worse than Rickon might be wishing that he was dead.
that's very true.
Because Ramsay's that freaking, like, why did you have to kill the wife and the baby like that? Really, though? Like, just have the dogs eat them alive?
Why'd you bring that back
Oh,
up?
that was just terrible.
That was so sad.
That's how sick he is. There is something so wrong. I can't wait for him to die. I want him to die more than I want Joffrey to die. I cannot, and I hope they do
More than
it.
Joffrey?
Yes, I think he's worse. I think he's worse.
He's bad. He sucks. He
I think
sucks.
he's worse
I
than
want him
Joffrey.
to have a very violent death.
Yes, I can't wait.
Not like a
What's
just,
gonna happen?
oh, I'm choking
No.
on my pigeon pie. I want, like, I saw some sort of, like, leak or comment where they say, like, Jon Snow literally, like, beats his face in with his hands, and, like,
Oh,
that would be perfect.
yeah.
Like, take your fist and demolish his face. I don't know what else is deserving. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want no stab, and he's like,
no, quick.
oh.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
No.
A
He needs to have,
brutal,
like, a violent
brutal-
death. He definitely does.
He feeds living people to dogs, babies, and women, and girls.
He's crazy.
Yeah, he is the worst.
And I totally love oh, I can't remember. It starts with an M. The Wildling girl that ended up saving Rickon and left with
Asha?
Asha, not starts with an M. But yeah, Asha.
Oh, it's close to M in the alphabet.
No, I thought it was something else, but
M-N-O.
yeah. But that's okay. I can't
I
remember
tried.
either.
I tried.
You gotta make me feel better about that screw up.
And she went out like
No,
a
but
G,
she
though.
did. I love that she was like, I'm just gonna go for it. And she knew that going
She
for it
knew.
she was gonna die. She knew he was gonna kill her anyway, but she was like, you know what? Let me just go for it anyway. She did.
You think she knew?
That he was gonna kill her? Yeah, I think she knew he was gonna kill her.
I
Not
think-
in that moment, like, I don't think she knew she was gonna die right then and there, but I think she knew that he had plans to kill her. Why would he keep her alive? She's of like,
Why would the Umbers keep her alive and bring her there in the first place? Like, that's what I couldn't figure out. Like, why do you bring a random wildling? Like, she doesn't matter.
Maybe because they know how Ramsay Bolton is and that he would enjoy
Oh, like a treat.
torturing her. Yeah, just a little
Little
cherry
present.
on the top.
So gross. I hate Ramsay.
I do too. But I love that she tried to kill him, even though at least she got to die fast though.
And her death
I mean,
was
not
the
fast.
worst.
She's
She was on
flat
the
out.
floor
I
like,
don't want to say fast. That's not true, but it's not as bad as like getting eaten alive by dogs.
yeah, you're right.
You know.
Because then you have to have all the little bites. Or being shanked
And then-
like the leaf went out. The
Oh
children
yeah,
of the forest,
that was
I was
terrible.
shaking.
Yeah.
Mad
She
shaking.
probably couldn't wait for that bomb to go off.
But she had to wait for the right moment.
Yeah.
Like, till they're all around her. And she just... I didn't catch that the first time I watched it. Like, first time I watched it, I was like, oh my gosh, God bless. I was like doing this when it happened. And then I watched it the second time and I was like,
triggers it. Cause yeah, when they get close enough, she triggers it. I guess it's like a grenade when you pull the pin out after
Yeah.
a certain amount of.
you charge it up
seconds.
and then like you let it
Yeah,
go.
she was like,
But she
Let's
sat
do
there
this.
and there was just like, and the way they stab, The same way they
Yeah.
stabbed Jojen. You remember they stabbed Jojen like Mira's brother when he died, and they were like stabbing him like this.
Which one was it? Which one were they?
The whites had him when they first got to the cave.
The guy, the boy that was helping Bran.
Yeah, that's Jojen.
Yeah.
When they
I
first
remember
got to
now.
the cave and like whatever happened, I can't remember at this moment, but he like was on the ground, and they were like the whites had got a hold of him, and they stabbed
I
like
don't even
this.
remember how he died.
Okay, I'll tell you.
That's how they did it.
Yes,
They stabbed
the
him like
little zombie creatures were stabbing. They're like, and Mira came up and she was like, no, and like fought him off or whatever, and he was like, I'm dying. And she's like holding him, and the children of the forest are throwing the hand grenades, and they're like, come in the cave, come in the
Oh
cave.
yeah, I remember that part.
And then Mira had to like mercy kill him,
Yeah.
and then the children like threw more fire bombs on him to make sure he was dead.
So he wouldn't come back.
It was so funny because there's this video on YouTube where they like all the people that had died at that point in the show were like having a round table, and the dude that plays Jojen was talking about like when he read the script where he dies. He was like, okay, so I kind of fall, it's fine, I can live through that. And then I get stabbed. That's cool, I can survive. And then my sister slits my throat. Well, it's possible. And then the children throw fire bombs on me. Like, yeah.
God damn.
I'm totally dead.
Just got X from the show.
Yeah, they like X'd him out like in 5 different ways.
That's funny.
That's Jojen Reed. So that was our first sign of like the charging of the fireballs, and then we see the fireballs again this season. And
I like them. They're really cool. We're not able to see them anymore now. Those are really cool weapons.
a lot of book readers are pissed about those.
Because they weren't in the books.
And people
They're
think
really
they're just
cool,
lame.
though.
I don't know. Yeah,
I
I'm
don't think they're
fine with
lame.
it. I'm
Why
like,
are they lame?
they're magical freaking
Yeah.
children of the forest.
I
Why?
think it goes
Why is it hard to believe they'll
that
have
they would
like?
have that.
Honestly, I think they should just be able to be like pew pew.
Yeah,
shoot
I-
fire out of their
I
hand.
didn't think at all that they weren't magical enough to not have something like that.
Yeah,
They seem very magical.
I'm down with the fireballs, and
I
I like how they
fireballs.
showed them like in a pile, like they only have a certain amount.
Yeah,
you
so
know.
they have to be.
But that made me sad. I was like, when they ran out of those, they're screwed. And then they were
totally
screwed. And then the others came in.
Why did Bran have to be? I'm a little mad at Bran right now.
Don't be mad at Bran.
The man told him not to. When a wise old man is telling you don't do
You
certain
better listen.
things, you just have to listen to
Am I
him.
in the shop at all? Hey, yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you listen to him? That's just so weird.
Because you're a young boy. Teenage kids don't listen to anybody.
I was a really good teenager. I mean, aside from getting pregnant as a teenager, I listened. That was the only thing.
Well,
I
in
did that
somebody's
night.
eyes, that was not listening. And my kids don't listen to a lot of stuff.
I'm just saying, when you're holding and yielding like that type of power, and you know you're going to be really, really important to the world.
But you know what? He doesn't know that. I feel like Bloodraven didn't fully explain to him
How important.
how
he's
important
gonna be.
this was. Yeah, he was just like, oh, if you
You're
stay,
right.
if you stay there
you're
too
right.
long, but he never said, yo, look, don't
Yeah.
go down there playing around. You'll ruin the world. Like he never
That's
said
true.
that.
He didn't. You're right.
And I feel like, you have to tell people
Yeah.
what's
What'll
up.
happen if
Like,
you do that?
yeah.
When they have that, when they're gonna matter that much, especially.
And that's why Brian was sitting there up at night, like, I can't sleep. Let me see if Dad's awake. Like, he's throwing rocks at Bloodraven to see if he's going to move.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, he's asleep. I'm going to crawl
I'm gonna
over
shake
there.
it out.
Yeah, I'm going to crawl over there, and I'm going to, boom, world over.
Yeah.
And he had no idea. Like,
He didn't.
Bran wouldn't do that if he knew, but he didn't know. And so a lot of people give Bran a lot of hate. They're like, Bran's an idiot, Bran's a retard, Bran sucks. But I'm like, Bran did not know. If Bran knew, he would not even have tried that. Like, it would not have been that serious.
You're right. He wouldn't have. I believe that.
I blame Bloodraven for not giving
For not
enough
telling him.
information. Or just explain, like, off top, you give people the most important rules.
Yeah.
You say, hey, we're at the pool. Don't go in the deep end. Don't go in without your floaty. Like, you give
Yeah.
the rules that will
Potentially
save their
injure
life.
you.
Yeah.
That is true. He didn't. I don't remember him doing that.
He was trying to ease him in, and that makes sense because I guess he thought they had time,
Mm-hmm.
but they didn't have time. And I feel like that's what the whole upload that Bran got when Bloodraven did die, like all the visions that he saw.
Uh-huh.
I felt like it was all like the in-game stuff, like the things you need to know to survive. Because I can't upload everything to you.
Yeah.
But here's what you need. Here's White Walkers, here's Wildfire, here's Dragons, here's Jon, here's Dany, here's Jaime, who's the third head of the dragon. And you need to like pull these pieces together and fix this. Because this is how your race is gonna survive, in my opinion. I'm still working on that theory, but.
Sounds like a good theory.
Thank you.
Who
So,
else are we at? Who else? did
okay, so we talked about Daenerys. We haven't talked about Daenerys.
There's not much to talk about.
She gives an epic speech on her big fat dragon.
I don't know. That's just an epic speech that we've heard the epic speeches before. I could have did without that scene, honestly. And I love her.
I'm really surprised to hear that from sorry, I'm gonna read it because I hadn't like most of it pointed over there. I'm really surprised to hear that from a show watcher though, because most show watchers are just like dragon.
No, I love her. I love Dany. I love
I know.
the dragons and all that. But like, I think her last scene that we got to see her in on the ending of the last episode was really. I enjoyed that very much.
Like the
Like when
coming
she's
out of
in
fire thing.
Yeah, when she's in the meeting place, whatever the call is called, that
Dash
where they
Colleen.
went to do their thing. Yeah, and she like
Not Dash Colleen. Foster Throg. Dash Colleen of the
did
lady.
that thing, and then she knocks down all the stuff.
That was
starts
cool.
fire. Like, I like those scenes with like, I like when she's ruling in that way. Like, she's like showing you, like, this is how badass I am. Look what I'm about to do.
I enjoyed that
I like
too.
that very
She
much.
didn't need any help. Like,
No, she just did it.
and she had help. Like Jorah and Daria were there. Like
Right.
they rolled up, and she was like, "No, there's
Yeah.
another way," and she like did it herself.
She
And
did.
I was like, that was like girl power.
I like that part. I don't know. I just felt like I could have the scene where I felt like she already had Dothraki people. They already like believed in her. They're already like, yeah. I think showing up on the dragon would have been enough. She didn't have to give the big speech. But
I was watching
guess,
somebody on YouTube. They were like, I think it was Preston Jacobs. He's like, and then Dany shows up and gives another speech to people who had already been hired like 2 weeks ago. And they're like, yeah, we're here. So, yeah,
like we've been writing.
yeah. We
I'm
already
sure
signed our
Walking
contracts.
out of the fire alive was like enough. I mean, I think her showing off not showing off, but like showing them she has the dragon and stuff would have
That was necessary.
That would have been
I
like
mean,
enough.
It's a
So they
benefit,
could-
yeah. But
but
you didn't have to give like
the
a
whole
whole.
speech wasn't necessary. I could have definitely done without the. I could have really done without that one.
I'm already over just God. And it's so weird because I loved Daenerys like season 1, season 2, but now I'm just completely over her.
Remind me why the first Dothraki people stopped following her though. Cause she had a whole.
No, she didn't.
She didn't have a whole show.
She
Did
just
she
had
have
the straggly remnants. After Khal
So
Drogo
why
died,
did they-
all the strong people followed the
Oh,
next.
they blamed her. Didn't they blame her for his death because she?
Well,
kept
they
it the
did,
witch?
but their rule is like when a cow dies, another cow like pops
So,
up.
right.
So they follow who's ever strongest. It doesn't matter like the reason.
But she like came out of the fire with dragons.
But they were already gone at that point. They
Oh,
had
they
left
left when
when
he
Khal
died.
Drogo was like, yeah, when he fell off his
that's
horse
Right. That's
and
right.
couldn't ride anymore,
That's right.
and they took him in the tent, and they were like,
They're
yeah,
like, okay, we need to do one.
yeah, we out.
He's
Like,
done.
yeah, he's done.
I
And
got
so
you.
by the time she came out of that tent,
That's
all
true.
she had was like the young kids and the elderly and the sick, and then his blood riders, because their job, when your cow dies and you're a blood rider, you have to take your Khaleesi to Dash Colleen.
Oh, okay.
Vasta Thrak. I keep mixing up those dang words, but that's the blood rider's job.
Don't they have to die too?
Yes.
after that?
Yes.
After their mission is over,
Yes.
they die?
You
or,
take your Khaleesi there, you get her there, and then you die too.
Or
so-
they seek revenge if someone killed. Do they seek revenge if it was someone that killed them and then die?
I don't remember the revenge part. I have to reread that, but I know for a fact that their job
They're supposed
is
to die
like
at the
literally
end, too.
to. I don't know if it's suicide. I have to look that up again. It's been a minute, but
so
I know for a fact like they wait, and that's why they were still there
Mm.
because their
So
job.
that's why she had them, because they see that and it's like, okay, she's special. But what happened? So I know they go to, I know this is like going way back. They go to the, I forget the land that it's, where it's called, but where they trapped the guy inside the vault.
Oh, Karth.
that? Karth? And it was like all magic stuff.
The
going
warlocks
on.
are there. Yeah.
That, isn't that around the time she loses them? Did
Yeah.
lose
She
around
lost
that
them in
time?
Karth. Hmm.
Why?
The warlocks stole them.
Did they? Oh, okay.
Because their magic was increased around the dragons. The warlocks' magic.
So they stole her Dothraki people?
Oh no, they stole the dragons.
No, I
Remember
remember that.
Dothraki?
Yeah, how did she lose the Dothraki, her
Oh, no.
little followers that she had? Cause I
A
feel
little
like
bit. No, she still has them, but they don't matter because they're so
They're still with her?
minuscule. Yeah, they're nothing.
Oh, because I never see them. After
Yeah.
she took over the Grey Worms people,
The Unsullied.
yeah, the Unsullied, I feel like I don't ever see those people that she
I
was
mean,
with.
you might be right. I'd have to go back and rewatch, but in the books they're still around. But they're
okay.
just kind of like she'll bring them up like when she needs them,
Mm.
but they're not always like by her side, like all the time. Her blood riders.
Okay, so now she has all of them.
Yeah.
That's a big army.
She has all of the Dothraki.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And now she can apparently ride her dragon and command her dragon. Like, rein him up and be like, heal!
Yeah, what wasn't she? Was she able to ride him when he picked her up that day, or he was just taking her to safety?
She couldn't control him. She wanted to go home and she was
Oh,
like,
yeah,
"Joker,
he
gotta
was-
go."
he
He
was
was
like,
like,
"Man, Like you, I can tell we're not in danger right now.
yeah. But now she's like, "Rah!" like sitting and like giving speeches, and,
Yeah.
which makes no sense.
And where was he this whole time?
I guess around
Was he just hanging
Hovering.
out there?
growing.
I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
Because if he would, it doesn't. Where was he?
Yeah,
You
when
would
she
think
was
when
getting
he saved
kidnapped
her,
by
yeah.
Dothraki.
Where were you at?
Because I thought they had like this epic connection. Like I was fully locked in on the idea that whenever she's in
Because
trouble,
that's her danger. That's
Drogon
her
will
danger.
come. Yeah, but she was in a tent. Well, I guess she wasn't really in trouble because she had a plan. She had a plan. But I thought like when you're in a tent with all these calls and they're gonna like either kill you or rape you or
Yeah.
something. I thought Drogon was gonna show up and like
And
save her.
initially, she didn't know that she was going
She
to.
didn't know that,
She didn't have
yeah.
a plan at first.
But I guess
Because when
if
they
she-
captured her and they were like riding along and they're telling her all the stuff she's going to do.
But you know what? She really had no, like, she didn't
She
look
didn't.
scared.
No, she didn't.
So maybe that sense didn't come across to Drogon because she was not
Yeah, she
scared.
didn't seem scared.
Because she knew who she was.
was
She was
pretty
like,
much like,
I just
"I'm
rode over
getting
here on
out
a
of here."
dragon. Whatever.
I'm getting out of here.
What do you want? Yeah, like, blah, blah, blah. So maybe Drogon was like, I'm just going to eat my chicken bones. And when she's
And I'll
really
get some energy.
yeah, when she's really in trouble, maybe I'll get out the bed. So that's a possibility.
Yeah.
But I mean, her on the dragon at the end, like when Drogon came flying in, my favorite part was just trying to figure out like if she was on him. I was
Yeah. I was trying to see that too.
Is she right? And I was like, she's on him. And then I was like, okay, that's good. I don't need to hear all the speech stuff.
Yeah, I definitely think they could have not had the speech.
Blah 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 blah. It's literally Khal Drogo's speech. It's like a speech
Yeah.
ripoff. I guess it's a callback. I guess you could call it a callback. Like,
And you know, I don't like that she actually said that about that that he promised her all the seven kingdoms. Like you don't need to, like she's that badass. She doesn't even need to like bring up that
yeah.
whole.
Just do it on your own.
Just do it,
Like,
yeah, because this is because you believe that that it's your.
I guess she did it because Khal Drogo had like mad respect. He was like a big deal.
Mm.
And so knowing all these people know who he was, maybe like quoting his quotes
Yeah.
and riding a dragon. You're yawning, so will make them be like, yeah, that's Khal Drogo's wife, and she's on a dragon, and I like Drogo, so I'm in. That's all I could put together. I was just like, well,
Yeah.
she's name dropping. Like she's dropping.
She totally did.
Hey, I'm not only on the dragon, but I'm also Khal Drogo's widow. You guys know him, right? You know him. You saw him. You know what I'm talking about. And they're like,
That's-
yeah, that dude's badass. And they're like, yeah.
That's true.
And she's on a dragon. Like,
Yeah, maybe she just did to relate to them more.
yeah, and you know what though? That's true because you have to meet people at their level.
Yeah.
Like in their culture, like that's
That's probably what that was.
She didn't give
about.
her own speech, but
No.
repeating his speech,
Mhm.
which I'm sure has spread.
Yeah.
Khal Drogo said he was going to do all these things and blah blah blah. I'm sure the word spread, and now she's like, look, I'm still alive, and I'm riding dragons, and y'all down? And they're like,
I do wonder where that's gonna take us when she goes back to Marine, and now she has the High Priestess on her side. She has a
I don't think she's gonna be down with that. Like, you think she's gonna be down with like organized religion?
She may not be, but they also wield power on their own, and I feel like even if she's not initially down with it, I don't think they'll like turn against her.
No,
I
but
think
will
they
she
still-
accept them? Because
I'm saying even if she doesn't, I still feel like they're gonna be like a supporter.
they are a supporter, and I think they're
I don't
gonna bring peace. But when she shows up and she's like, "No, I'm not about the fanatics and the
Yeah, I don't know
Crazy
if Danny's
religious
gonna go
stuff?
for it.
yeah." She might. I mean, Tyrion did said people can have slaves for 7 years.
I know I felt like that was a really like big number. He didn't say like 3 years.
No,
7?
girl, he said it's not that long. And Missandei was like, if you're a slave, yeah, that's
That's
a long time.
7 years. When I heard him say 7 years, I was like,
So
that's
imagine
a long time.
when the
for-
Breaker of Chains shows up and she's like,
finds that out.
you said 7 years? Honestly, I feel like she needs to just throw in the towel and be like, you know what, guys, this isn't even my freaking home anyway. Like, I don't even.
Whoever wants to come. We're moving on.
Yeah, like, what? That's the most annoying part for me about her whole arc is that she's totally vested in this area that is not her land. It's not her home.
It's not.
She just showed up and was like, I'm going to make you like Westeros because you guys aren't. And I'm going to change these things. And then it's not working. You don't even know how bad it is. In the books. I hate when I say that. But in the books, it's really, really bad. Like, people are starving. Kids are dying. People are dying. Like, it's bad. There's diseases spreading around. Nobody's taking care of the poor people because they're not slaves.
Yeah, they don't
Exactly.
need them anymore.
They're not slaves anymore. They're not property
Yeah, you
anymore.
definitely can't just
You can't just shut it down.
Yeah, there has to be a way to do it where they're both still
You have
they're
to.
needed.
You have to
and-
fix it.
Yeah,
You can't just break it. You have
Right.
to fix it.
that's true.
And there's slaves coming back to her asking to be
To be
slaves
slaves again. Yeah, I think they showed that in the show.
Like, there's people saying, "Can I please just go back to my
Yeah.
master?" And it's a shame.
Mm-hmm.
And I've gotten heat like on YouTube and Twitter and stuff because I voiced my opinion on this, and people say like I'm pro-slavery. I'm not though. Like, I'm so not pro-slavery.
No, but there has to be a
But I'm
system in place.
I'm anti breaking economies and cultures. Like, you can't just show up. It's like Saddam Hussein showing up like in LA or Atlanta, and he's like, look, I'm the dictator. You guys suck. Everybody who doesn't look like me just has to die.
Mhm.
And we're like, what do we do? You just have to succumb to it. If he's stronger than us, then we have to do what he says.
Right.
And that's not fair.
It's not.
Just because he doesn't think it's right doesn't make it right. It's still not fair. You always have to be fair.
What she's trying to, her cause is a good cause.
It's a good cause.
Because
It's a
nobody
great
wants
cause.
Slavery.
Yeah.
Slavery is not a good thing for anybody. But I definitely do think you can't just go in and be like, okay, you're not slave anymore, because now these people have nowhere to go.
Literally.
That's like,
They're
they've
like
been raised
chain
in
off,
slavery,
and they're like, okay,
so I'm not gonna bet today.
you got anywhere to go? No, you got let's go sleep in this corner over here.
And let's hope I don't get raped tonight. Or I'm in the alley. It's like,
Yeah.
it definitely shouldn't have gone down like that. You need something in place to.
And it was
There needs to be a transition. You can't just go from like, you're a slave, not anymore. Your chain's cut now. I mean, are they saying it?
yeah, go be free.
Are they saying with you, Daenerys?
Yeah.
Are you feeding them?
No, and she's
They're
not.
hanging
That's
out
the
in
problem.
their
Like in the
place.
books,
Exactly.
people are literally at the walls of Marine, like trying to get in. They're starving and they're hungry and they're sick, and she can't even take care of them. Like these
Yeah.
cities that she sacked, as soon as she left, they
They just went
resumed
back to
slavery. Yeah,
Yeah.
like it was really epic. Like when it happened, but you have to have a system. And she tried to she placed a council, like in this one city, like a council of people, and they just got killed. Like when she left,
there's
like it
no
was
reason to
like
keep them around.
they're slavers. You think
Yeah.
they're gonna care about your damn lame ass council? Like your council members can be like, look, we were appointed, blah blah blah. They're like, die. Okay, slaves, get back to work. Like it was honestly just a stupid concept. And I hate that people or anybody would think that I support slavery in any kind of way.
No, it's just
But
look what happened when you do it it was like an irresponsible way to end it.
Yeah.
You have to, that's not something you just like, okay, we're done, and they don't have anywhere to go.
Because it's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years of slavery. Like this is their
So they've
system.
been raised as kids in slavery. They don't have a home other than their master's home. That's
And their economy is built off
On
of
that.
this system. It not only breaks the slaves and makes them literally homeless,
But
but
it breaks the rest of
everything
it.
breaks
Yeah.
down. People are starving. Like it's bad. And that's a sign. Like you can't just show up and say, hey, I think things should be this way, so stop doing that. No matter what it is.
Yeah.
Slavery, you could just like pick anything. Like people shouldn't wear black shoes because black shoes are evil, so I'm stopping all black shoe wearing. And then it's just like, like you just can't do that.
Yeah,
You ready, Boo?
yeah, we're going to the bathroom.
Oh, I think someone's in there.
Oh. You want to go to the bathroom?
I think Faith is in there.
Oh.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
good. We're just in the bathroom.
He's so
All right. When you're done using the bathroom, we'll go.
We are gonna say bye. That is the bye ready sign. I didn't understand half the words he said. I was like,
He's ready to go home with bed. I'm gonna have to do what you did the other night. Trying to drag him.
Drag him up there, girl.
Crying. You're too heavy. I can't carry
Do you have any last thoughts? Did we have Hodor thoughts? We did that already.
Yeah, we did hold our thoughts. We're pretty much
Um,
just sad about it.
Sansa thoughts. She's awesome.
I think she's gonna be successful in her.
Jon Snow's back. That's awesome.
Love that.
He's awesome. Bran is having visions. I hope he learns from this and doesn't kill Hodor. Other types of Hodor people. What else? Bran is awesome. And her and Brienne and Tormund, yeah, they're gonna make babies.
I guess I'm interested to know. Oh, we didn't even get to talk about Marjorie.
Oh yeah.
I'm interested to know what the hell that was all about.
She's-
I don't feel like he's really in her head.
He's not.
she's doing it for, she didn't, I guess like you said, she didn't know they were coming to save her, so she was doing her own back dealings or whatever to convince them that she's all for it, but she's too smart for that.
Too smart. Who knows how long she'd been there? She was like, look, ain't nobody coming.
And we remember
My brother's a hot mess.
Yeah, the last time we saw them,
That's why
she was telling him like, don't, you know, like we have to do something.
He's just like,
trying to
make
do
it
this.
stop.
Yeah.
Make it stop. And she was like, you done for real, huh? Okay, I guess it's up to me.
Yep.
And she said, okay, I'll pledge.
Yeah,
I'll sign up.
She definitely had, they're not in her head. I know they're not.
Not at all, but they're in Thomas. Well, she's in Thomas' head and in his pants. And Thomas gonna do whatever Marjorie
I'm
says.
so happy she's out. I love her.
I love her too.
So, I'm so happy she's out.
People have like Marjorie beef. I'm like, what?
Why?
Actually, my next banner, like literally, is the Tyrell banner, just because of Marjorie, because she
Well, I
is.
think
a
she's
business.
a very intelligent.
She was like
I
a
think
young
she
female
knows what
Littlefinger.
she's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She don't play like. She's not just out here being used. She has a goal
Yeah.
to be a queen.
She said that.
She said it.
She said it.
Team Marge.
Yeah, I'm glad she's out.
Can you think of anything else?
No,
I can't either.
that was all of it.
Okay, I'm gonna say bye. I don't even know if we're still actually. It's been a struggle video, but maybe this will work out and it'll be awesome. This is my friend Raina.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys. Holla. LL Cool J kiss.